It's Stevens at the halfway stage of the LV County Championship match between neighbours Glamorgan and Gloucestershire at the SWALEC Stadium in Cardiff, in spite of yet more runs from Jim Allenby and yet more wickets from Will Gidman. Gloucestershire resumed their first innings on the second morning on 228 for 8, and Tom Smith, who is now signed permanently for Gloucestershire from Middlesex after an extended loan spell, and Graham McCarter did their job perfectly at the start of the day as they kept their wickets intact and added a further 35 runs for the ninth wicket to carry the total to 263. Allenby finally got the wicket his side were waiting for when he trapped McCarter in front for 14. And the innings was completed by the same man who had last man Matt Taylor caught by Ben Wright off a slightly loose drive. Gloucestershire were all out for 275, with Smith stranded on 31. But Glamorgan started poorly in reply. Gareth Rees nicked McCarter to Chris Dent after making 7. And just after lunch, Wright was plumb in front to Will Gidman, a man who's finishing off this season in tremendous touch with the ball. The Welshmen found themselves on 12 for 2 and needed a recovery to keep them in touch. That was led by Chris Cook, a player who's been putting in some handy performances with the bat of late, and Murray Goodwin, who found himself opening the batting after a very good season at various numbers in the order. This didn't turn out to be one of his best days, however, as he nicked Taylor to Dent, a big moment for the youngster to claim such a prize scalp. Glamorgan were now on 47 for 3 with Goodwin gone for 14, but not for the first time this summer. Allenby came to his side's rescue in partnership this time with Cook. Now aged 31, Allenby has had one of his best ever seasons, regularly contributing with both bat and ball as he did on this occasion. He's already hit more than 1,000 runs in the Championship this summer, and he's also claimed 22 wickets to make him one of the better all-rounders in county cricket in 2013. He was also pivotal in helping his side to Lords in the Yorkshire Bank 40 final last weekend. He received excellent support from Cook here. He is a player who's just beginning to make a name for himself in red ball cricket after performing admirably in the white ball game for some while now. He made it to his third 50 in 10 Championship innings this summer, this one coming at a good rate, being made off 64 deliveries with 6 fours included. He was out 3 balls after achieving that as he lost his off-stump to Taylor, who again impressed in what was only his third first-class game. Cook was out for 50 at 103 for 4, the game now in the balance. Allenby pulled Taylor for a 6 when the left armer misdirected a short delivery. Glamorgan had given a first start this summer to David Lloyd, and he tried to keep his side upwardly mobile as he made 16 out of a 5th wicket partnership of 34. But his innings was ended by Gidman as Dent grabbed hold of his third catch of the innings, with the total now on 137 for 5, the deficit standing at 138. And it was the visitors who then had the edge when Mark Wallace nicked off for 7 after the addition of 10 more runs. But Allenby remained there to reach the 50 mark for the 10th time this season. He has rarely failed. This half-century had occupied 68 balls with 5 fours and 1 6 included. He was, though, losing partners. Graham Wagg was the next to go, LBW to McCarter, in spite of getting a big stride in. That left the hosts on 171 for 7, and Gloucestershire would have fancied a decent first innings advantage, but first they had to get shot of Allenby. The only criticism you can lay at him this year has been his lack of hundreds, given the amount of 50s he's got. He has reached 3 figures twice. And that stat remained as on 85 he gave Dent another catch in the slips and Taylor a 3rd wicket, even though he was at times expensive. So the score now read 218 for 8. Rory Smith had supported Allenby well towards the end of his innings, and the Scot now had to take control to try to guide his side as close to the Gloucestershire first innings total as possible. For a while he did his job very well, but with the deficit standing at just 31 and him on 39, he went after a wide ball from Gidman and edged to Cameron Herring. It was left to Dean Koska and Michael Hogan, the last pair, to bat out the remaining 5 overs, something they were able to do with few difficulties, which meant that Glamorgan reached the halfway stage of this contest with almost nothing to choose between these two well-matched teams. The home side will resume on the third morning on 271 for 9, which leaves them only 4 runs behind, and so, unless Koska and Hogan can keep adding to their current partnership of 27, we effectively have a one-innings match on our hands in Cardiff.